New this morning, a Pittsfield man will spend more than a decade in prison after pleading guilty to multiple rape and indecent assault charges. According to the Berkshire DA, back in 2021, Douglas Agye was working at a youth residential school in Great Barrington. That's where he was responsible for monitoring a student while they were asleep. That's when police say he raped that student. Then in a separate instance, Agye sexually assaulted another student while helping them fold their laundry. He was originally set to stand trial in January of 2023, but attempted to flee to Canada, where he was arrested and brought back to the United States. Authorities believe he was attempting to escape to his home country of Ghana. He was sentenced to 10 to 12 years for the rape, followed by 3 to 5 more years for indecent assault and battery.